Hey everybody, I'm going to show you the first assignment that we're going to be doing for our stop motion animation project that will be starting. So in this series is I'm going to kind of create these mini assignments for you to kind of just kind of learn the technical side of how to use this program and be able to start figuring out how when you start making your storyboard and trying to figure out your characters you're going to be making, how to actually use the program to get the most out of it when you get that far. So in this first one, just make sure you follow the directions that are laid out on here, and this will change kind of over time. I might redo this video at that point, but I already had the login information right here, and here's the link to the project. You're going to be creating a 10-second clip of anything. Most people, unless you have a camera already that I might have given to you, you might not have a forward-facing camera. You might just move your head, back and forth, and try to do that for about 10 seconds. And then I also want you to title the animation, something like this: 10-second sound intro ending assignment, because in that I would like you to have 10-second sound, 10 seconds long. It has to have sound in it. You have to have an intro and you have to have an ending on the piece for that. If you want to try the voiceover, that's fine. Otherwise, that'll probably be a separate one in and of itself. So let me go back to the program. So what you do is you're going to start a new project. You're going to click on that. And then up here says name your project. So we're going to redo that name, and let's see if I can just paste the actual name of the project there, and there it is. So I have that. I'm just going to hit enter. So we have that all set up. And now I'm going to start going in and doing the, it's kind of funny that you have this and this at the same time. I'm going to start moving my head just back and forth. Now, the way animation works is that we're going to do about 10 seconds, which you might not seem like that's a lot, but the 10-second frames that we do, animation is usually divided up into two categories, kind of a lower resolution and a higher resolution. The lower one is a 12 frames per second, and then the higher one is 24 frames per second. The more frames you have, the less jitteriness you'll have on the assignment. For this one, we're going to stay with 12 seconds. I believe that is the default. Up here is the settings area, and it is. So 12 seconds are right there. So I know that it's all set, and I can adjust it. Looks like I can even go up to 30, but typically 12 and 24 are what we're going to be shooting for. So which means that, you're going to have your intro, and let's keep that to 2 seconds. And that's flexible. And then your ending will be 2 seconds. So 2 plus 2 is 4, and then 10 minus 4 is 6. So you're roughly going to need about 60 photos to do a 10-second clip. Okay. So the way that you would do it is that first off, you have to make sure you have the right camera. So I'm going to go over to this camera icon over here, and then in this camera settings is where you can change your camera if you have multiple ones. Now you will be given, and you might already have it, a camera that'll plug directly into your USB port, and it'll be recognized right here right away. You don't have to install anything or anything. So you might have to refresh it, if you forgot to plug it in when you did this. Otherwise, you'd want to select that one so you'd have it in front of you. So if you want to move a water bottle across the table, you would have it on that. Onion skinning, that should already kind of be defaulted on. That's pretty cool because it shows you, what the frame was before. So when you take a photo, you'll see a little bit of a haze of what the original photo was. Okay, so let's do about 60 frames of me just moving my head back and forth. So right here's your capture button. I'm going to start off to the side, and then I'm going to slowly move. Now, if you see, I take a picture, move, take a picture, move. You can see that onion skinning technique on there. So I'm going to go all the way across. Again, I'm going to 60 because I want to have that 2-second intro. And then 2-second ending. So I'm already at 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And honestly, 12 times 6 is 74. So I'm going to go to 74. I mean, if you're 9 seconds, that's fine. I just don't want to have like a super short, 3 or 4 second clip. There we go. Sorry, that was just kind of weird having my mouth right there. Okay, I'm done. Sorry about that. So next part is I want you to put your it's kind of weird seeing my face there. You're going to go down and you're going to put in your title. Now there's titles and credits. There's also speech bubbles, chapter headings. Like if you really create a longer, story, or if you wanted to switch scenes all of a sudden, that would work. Overlay text is where you'd have the image of what's going on, but then you'd have some words that are kind of in front of it. So it's like a transparent background, and then just the image does what's there. Speech bubbles is like you might say pow or bang, if something blew up, or in this case, maybe somebody knocked on the door, and then you did a speech bubble of hello, kind of thing. So remember, we're going to do our way of talking and doing that part of that. But anyways, sorry, we're going to go to titles. So all this is editable in your design. So I'm going to kind of go up here, and then you can change, anything that's on here. Right now, it just picked up, the title of the assignment, of which I wouldn't do that. I would just say, in this case, see if I can edit title background and delete this part. Sorry about that. And put down. I'll say Mr. Okay, so, and you could call yours water bottle if you wanted to. And I believe, like I was doing before, I was just getting those crosshairs so I can make that smaller. Text color, you can change it to something different. Right now, the background color is that right there. I don't want to have black. Text properties, shadow outline, intro effect, because maybe you'd want to have an animation part where this is just zoomed. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of things. Otherwise, then your preset on here. In terms of the background color, I'm not quite sure how to add that right now, something I have to look into. So, but I want to kind of go back to that. So I have my intro there. Now, if you notice, once you had clicked on it, it threw it right at the beginning. And it actually gave me the 2-second that I wanted. So next, I will go back to text. I'll do credits. It threw it at the end. Again, here is my 2-second clip. Right now, I want to have this shorter. So it's going to go probably a little faster. And I want to, nope, that's the actual full part of the, so I was kind of messing around a little bit. So that was a full animation. Now, I'm sure I could go back in here and I could change, how, go with the settings here. And maybe I would do 10 frames per second. If you notice, it just made that even longer. Or maybe I would do 15 frames per second. 15 frames per second. That's interesting. But I'm just going to kind of leave that just temporary because we're just kind of messing around with it a little bit. So now I have the ending. Same thing. Go in, and I will play in. And I have an account that I called Paxton because he's my 9-year-old. So I can go in and start changing that text or the image background. So it says scrolling credits. Again, I can just click on here and director. I mean, you could get rid of all this and do your own thing. Otherwise, I can just put in Mr. Butcher, animator. I'll leave that. I'm just scrolling with my mouse. You just have to use your keypad. Thanks for watching. And then cloudstopmotion.com. You can mess around with any of this. You can try a different, the text that we have that's available. So whatever you want to do for your ending. Otherwise, you can just kind of leave it. Okay. So let's play this once and see what happens. Let's get this. I'm going to go down here, bring this all the way over. Now you can also use this thing here to be able to zoom in and out. And notice I'm on this the entire time. There's different layers when you start getting into video editing. And a lot of times they're broken up into like a video format and then audio formats. So there's only one video format on here. And then otherwise your audio ones are down here. So I'm going to play. Oh, let me get back up here. And now I will scoot this back. Okay, now I'll play. And there's me talking and moving my head real slowly back and forth. And then the credits. So that's good so far. So again, that's your 10-second clip. Mine went out to be like 12, and that's fine. I just want to make sure it's something that you can kind of play with. So I've done two of the three things I needed. Well, probably four of the three things. I have my 10-second clip. I have my intro. I have my, my animation part. I have my ending. And then the last thing is I got to get some sound in there. So the sound part is right here. You can try a couple things. You could upload a sound file if you can. You can record your voice. Otherwise, I would look at the sound library. And the reason why is because if you are still trying to figure out exactly what you want to do for your story, looking at these, you might have this might say, well, it says school playground. I'm not clicking, I'm just hovering. Hopefully you can hear that. Just kids cheering in the background. It's 15 seconds long. I think it says grouse, which is a bird, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. So right now, this is all music. So you have the ambient music, and that's usually kind of just background music that you would adjust the noise level so you can't hear it as well. And the sounds would probably be sound effects in terms of what we have on here. So like maybe transport. So car drive by. So I'll automatically start thinking, well, I have a character, and maybe I have a toy car at your house, and maybe this would be a great sound effect to throw in there, on top of whatever else that you're kind of playing. So then that gives you an idea. Well, maybe I'll do like a city theme, or something with your final animation. So dig around in here and kind of find what you want. I'm going to switch back over to the ambient. I don't want that one. I'll do carnival probably. Okay, so I just clicked on it, just one click, and then it brought it over here. And now I can click and drag this down below here. Now this is where this magnifying glass kind of comes in handy. So I can push this over, so at the very end. There's two arrows right here. I'm going to shorten this up, and this is good. So now another thing on this piece is I'm clicked on here, and you have different sound effects you can do. And the thing that I want to be able to do is I want to be able to fade in and fade out. Now, if you notice, it's grayed out right here and here. So that means the sound will come in and then maintain the level of how high you want it. And that's where this is at. If you watch that line, if I drop that shadow drops down. This is where you get that background music. When I talked about the ambience, trying to create this mood, where you might have this on one of your layers, and another layer you might have that voiceover, where you record yourself and you're doing something, and while you might have city sound behind you, you still want to be talking and hear that. So you have that layered effect. For right now, I'm going to kind of keep this a little on the louder side. Okay, so I'm bringing this over. I'll hit play. And then the fade. Oh, so that's an A project. This is like pass or fail. Either you do it or you don't. So what do you do next? The next thing you do is you go up here. It says export your file to an MP4 file. So I click on that, and I don't want this to be huge. I want to keep this small. So we maintain, because we only have a certain number of gigabytes that we can use for the school district. So I want to kind of keep these small because it's not our finished product. If it was our finished product, we would say, yeah, let's go for it. And then at this rate doesn't matter to me so much for the standard of the widescreen. And I'm going to start my export. And then this will render it. This is going to go fast because it is small and it's only 12 seconds long. So if you had done a large, high quality video and it was about 2 minutes, that's kind of our goal, come up with a 2-minute clip, then this would take longer. I don't know how much longer, but definitely take longer. So now it's done. So it's actually saved. It says your file has been exported and saved into your movies area. Now you're done because you just kind of finished your first video. Congratulations. I don't want you downloading this, unless you want to, and you'd always have it because we're going to be deleting these later on. So as of right now, this project is complete. Now from my end of it, I'll see if I can show you. I'm going to log out as Paxton. Okay, so I'm signed in. I'm going to go in as, this is my first animation, I'm going to go in as the school district right here. And then I have, and depending if this is your class or not, it loads it up. Here's Paxton. And so I can look at your work in progress. I can even log in as you and help you out with something. But one of the parts that I like is I can go to movies right here and then hit Paxton. And then right here is the assignment. So right away, I can click on this. When I sit down and grade this, click on this. See that, you got your 10 seconds at least. Got your sound, got your intro, got your animation. Got your ending. And you got your A for your project. Okay, so we'll be going over that in class, but if you get lost, you can just kind of watch this video. So, okay, otherwise, I hope that helps. This is our first assignment. We'll learn some other tips and tricks later on, and otherwise, good luck on the project.